Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like no matter what you say or do, you're always the one chasing? You text first. You plan the dates. You try to impress her. But it still feels like she's got the power, doesn't it? Like she's always one step ahead. Now imagine flipping the script. Imagine being the guy she can't stop thinking about. The one she texts first. The one she tries to impress. Sounds crazy. It's not. Because women, no matter how confident or independent, have emotional triggers they're not even aware of. Little psychological blind spots that, if you know how to push them, can make her feel naturally drawn to you, ... without forcing anything. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding how attraction really works. So today, I'm breaking down 20 female weaknesses that give you the upper hand in dating, conversation, and connection. Once you understand these, you'll never look at women or yourself the same way again. Let's get into it. Phrase 1. Female weaknesses related to emotional triggers. All right, let's start with one of the most powerful areas. Emotional triggers. Because here's the truth. Attraction isn't logical. It's emotional. It's subconscious. It's how you make her feel without even trying. Once you know how to trigger the right emotions, you can shift the power dynamic instantly. Let's break these down. 1. Emotional uncertainty. Women don't fall for comfort. They fall for the guy who keeps them guessing. Why? Because uncertainty creates emotional intensity. Think about it. Have you ever been more obsessed with someone when you didn't know where you stood with them? Exactly. That tension. Does he like me? Is he pulling away? It activates her mind and emotions. Too much predictability equals boredom. Just the right amount of uncertainty equals obsession. How to use it. Don't always reply right away. Be warm, then cool. Give her space to wonder about you. Now let's talk about the fuel that drives attraction itself. The chase. 2. The chase itself. Here's the thing. Women don't want what's handed to them. They want what they have to work for. When you're too available, too eager, or too invested too soon, she doesn't see you as a prize. She sees you as an option. But when she feels like she's chasing you, that flips the entire frame. Have you ever seen a woman obsessed with a guy who barely seems to care? It's not because he's rude. It's because he's not needy. How to use it. Make her qualify herself to you. Let her initiate sometimes. Don't try to win her, make her win you. Now what keeps that chase alive? Mystery. 3. Mystery. Women are naturally curious, and nothing gets her attention faster than a man she can't fully figure out. If you reveal everything about yourself too fast, she gets bored. But if you leave just enough unsaid, she starts creating stories in her mind, thinking about you, wondering, imagining. And that imagination? It's more powerful than any pickup line. How to use it. Don't always explain yourself. Answer some things with a smile instead of a statement. Let her ask questions. Don't rush to fill the silence. Speaking of silence, what happens when you take your attention away? That brings us to the next one. 4. Attention withdrawal. You want to know when a woman starts thinking about you the most? When your attention disappears. We live in a world where most guys are constantly chasing. Texting, double texting, checking in, trying too hard. So when you pull back, even just a little, it breaks her pattern. And she feels it. Because attention is currency in a woman's world. And when it's gone, she starts wondering, why did he stop? Is he losing interest? What's he thinking about now? How to use it. Don't always be available. If she pulls away, don't chase mirror her energy. Let her feel your absence so she values your presence. Now all of this works best when it's backed by one thing. Silent confidence. 5. Silent confidence. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. And that's exactly what makes you powerful. Women are attracted to men who don't explain themselves, who don't need validation, who move through the world with calm, grounded energy. It's not loud. It's not flashy. But it's magnetic. Think of the guy in the room who doesn't talk much. But when he does, everyone listens. That's the energy women are drawn to. How to use it. Talk less, mean more. Speak slowly. Pause often. Don't brag, let her discover your value over time. As the Stoics say, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. Now that you've learned the emotional triggers, let's move into the next category. Female weaknesses tied to dominance and masculinity, where attraction gets physical and primal. Ready? Let's keep going. Phrase 2. female weaknesses tied to dominance and masculinity. Now that you understand how to trigger emotions, it's time to tap into something even more primal. Something that goes deeper than words, deeper than logic. I'm talking about dominance and masculinity. Because whether she admits it or not, every woman is biologically wired to respond to a man who radiates strength, certainty, and leadership. Let's break down the key traits that activate these hidden instincts. 6. Masculine body language. Before you say a single word, your body already spoke for you. Slouched shoulders, fidgeting hands, or a nervous posture equals instant turn-off. But when you stand tall, walk slow, and take up space, she feels it. She doesn't need to analyze it, her body just responds. How to use it. Keep your shoulders relaxed and open. Take calm, deliberate steps, don't rush. Hold eye contact without flinching. Want to make her notice you across a room? It starts with posture and presence. But there's another masculine trait that hooks her attention the second you speak. Your voice. 7. Deep, controlled voice. Let's be real, your voice can either turn her on or turn her off. Science proves that women are naturally attracted to deeper vocal tones. Why? Because a deep voice signals testosterone, dominance, and emotional control. Ever notice how the most charismatic actors like Morgan Freeman or Idris Elba don't yell to get attention? They speak slowly, with calm power. And that's what makes them irresistible. How to use it. Speak from your chest, not your throat. Lower your tone just a bit. Slow down, let silence do some of the talking. Now imagine pairing that voice with the next tool. Touch. 8. Physical touch, done right. Touch is one of the fastest ways to build attraction, but only when done right. Most guys either avoid touch completely, afraid of making her uncomfortable, or go too far, too fast, which makes it awkward. But subtle, confident touch. It tells her, I'm grounded, I'm in control, I know what I'm doing. How to use it. Start with light, brief touches like guiding her with a hand on her lower back. Don't hover touch, then release. Match the moment. Don't force it. If she responds positively, it creates tension. If she doesn't, you stay cool because you're not seeking approval. But touch alone doesn't build trust. You need to give her something even deeper. A sense of protection. 9. protective instinct. Here's something most men miss. Women are most feminine when they feel safe. Not just physically safe, but emotionally safe. If you're anxious, reactive, or all over the place emotionally, she can't relax around you. But when you're stable, grounded, and calm under pressure, she leans into your energy. She softens. She trusts. How to use it. Stay composed when things get chaotic. Stand up for her, but do it with calm authority. Make her feel like you're someone she can count on. As the Stoics say, he who controls himself controls the world. But what happens when she tests your control? That's where the next weakness comes in. 10. Non-reactivity. Every man who's ever been on a date knows this moment. She says something sarcastic, flips your words, pushes your buttons, just to see how you react. This isn't drama, it's instinct. She's testing your emotional strength. She wants to know, are you easily shaken? Or are you unbothered, in control, and still leading? How to use it. Don't over-explain or defend yourself. Laugh off little jabs, stay playful, not reactive. If she tries to provoke you, smile and change the subject. Remember, the moment you overreact, you lose the frame. But when you stay grounded, she sees you as powerful. And now that you've got the masculine edge, let's take it a step further. Next up, female weaknesses linked to status and value perception. Because attraction isn't just about how you act. It's also about how the world perceives you. Ready to level up even more? Let's go. Phrase 3. Female weaknesses linked to status and value perception. Now that you've got the emotional game and masculine energy on lock, let's talk about what amplifies both of those. Perceived status and value. Because here's the truth. How she sees you is more powerful than how you see yourself. If she perceives you as a man of value, you don't need to chase. You don't need to prove. She instinctively lean in. Let's break down the female weaknesses that come from how you position yourself in her mind and in the world. 11. Preselectio. Women are wired to be attracted to men who other women desire. It's evolutionary. It's subconscious. It's real. That's why when she sees other women giving you attention, even if she wasn't interested before, suddenly she is. How to use it. Be seen with other women, even just friends. Mention, casually, that you have options. Don't hide your social value, let her notice it. She wants to know. If other women want him, what am I missing? Let's build on that with the next trigger, scarcity. 12. Scarcity. Humans crave what's rare, what's hard to get, what they might lose. And women are no different. If she feels like you're always available, she takes you for granted. But if she senses you could walk away, she starts to value every moment. How to use it. Don't always say yes. Take time to respond. Prioritize your goals, not just her attention. You're not playing hard to get, you're actually hard to get. Now let's talk about one of the sexiest traits a man can have. Being a man on a mission. Being a man on a missio. There's nothing more attractive than a man with purpose. If your entire life revolves around winning her, she'll lose interest fast. But if your life is filled with goals, direction, and movement, she'll want to be part of it. How to use it. Talk about your vision and what drives you. Don't rearrange your life for a woman you just met. Make her feel like she's entering your world, not the other way around. Like the Stoics teach, first tell yourself what kind of man you want to be, then do what you have to do. Epictetus. Now let's sharpen that frame even more. 14. High standards. You're not desperate. You don't just want any woman. You want the right woman. When you have standards, she feels the need to live up to them. And that pressure? That challenge? It builds attraction. How to use it. Don't tolerate disrespect, walk away if needed. Let her know you value yourself. Compliments selectively make it mean something. She wants to feel like she earned your interest, not that it was handed to her. And finally, let's talk about how the world around you can boost your attraction. 15. Social proof. You ever notice how women respond differently when you're with a group versus alone? That's social proof in action. The more people respect you, admire you, and laugh at your jokes, the more she sees you as valuable, influential, and worthy of attention. How to use it. Be social, don't isolate yourself. Build influence in your circle. Be the guy who brings energy, not the guy who waits for it. Because when other people validate your worth, she doesn't need much convincing. Now let's take a second to reflect. At this point, you've learned how to trigger her emotions, command her attraction through masculine presence, elevate her perception of your value. So, now what? Now, we go deeper. Because the next level is about connection and how to make her feel something that no other man can. Up next, female weaknesses around connection and intimacy, where real emotional hooks are made. Let's keep going. Phrase 4. Female weaknesses around connection and intimacy. Alright, so now you've got the emotional intelligence, the masculine edge, and the high-value perception locked in. But here's the twist most men never see coming. She can be attracted to you and still not choose you. Why? Because attraction opens the door, but emotional connection keeps her in the room. And the guys who know how to create that connection? They're the ones women chase, crave, and can't forget. Let's break down the hidden intimacy-based weaknesses that get deep under her skin in a good way. 16. Deep listening. Most men don't listen. They wait to talk. They listen to respond. Or they pretend to care just to get something in return. But when you actually listen, not just to her words, but to her tone, her body language, her silence, she feels seen. She feels safe. And that's when real connection begins. How to use it. Stop interrupting, let her finish her thoughts. Repeat something meaningful she said later in conversation. Ask follow-up questions that show you were paying attention. When a woman feels like you're listening to her soul, not just her words, she lean in. Now let's take that connection and add leadership. 17. Matching her energy, then leading. Here's a secret. At first, she wants to feel like you get her. That means matching her vibe, her pacing, her tone. But once that comfort is built, she wants you to lead the interaction. Take it somewhere deeper, bolder, more emotionally charged. How to use it. Match her tone in early conversation to build trust. Then pivot shift to a deeper topic, ask a bold question, tell a vulnerable story. Guide the energy without forcing it. This creates contrast, and contrast equals emotional impact. But that impact grows even more when you master the next one. 18. Eye contact with intent. Eye contact isn't just about attraction. It's about emotional access. If you're avoiding her eyes, she feels like you're hiding something. If you're staring too hard, she feels threatened. But when you look at her with calm, focused intensity, like you're not just seeing her, but feeling her energy, that hits different. How to use it. Hold eye contact when she speaks. Show her she has your full attention. When it's your turn, soften your gaze slightly. Let your eyes pull her in. Use pauses to add tension. Speak less, look more. A moment of stillness between words can say more than a paragraph. And when that stillness is backed by emotional mastery, you're now entering a zone where few men can go. 19. Emotional control. Let's be real, she's emotional. That's her nature. That's not weakness, it's just how she's wired. Your job: to be the calm in her storm. If she's anxious and you get anxious too, she loses trust. But if she's spiraling and you stay grounded, centered, unshaken, she feels safe enough to open up, be vulnerable, and let go. How to use it. When she's emotional, don't rush to fix, just hold space. Don't argue, validate her emotion, then calmly lead the energy. Be the rock, not the storm. As the Stoics said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Epictetus. And when you've mastered yourself, you can begin to master the subtle art of attraction through energy. Let's talk about the final piece of this section: subtle sexual energy. 20. Subtle sexual energy. Here's what most men get wrong. They either repress their desire, trying to be nice, or they express it too aggressively, trying to be alpha. The real art: letting her feel your desire without you having to say a word. It's in your tone, your timing, the pauses between words, the way you look at her, then look away. How to use it. Let your energy speak before your words do. Don't rush physicality, let the tension build. Let her feel that you're capable of going there, but you're in no hurry. This kind of energy tells her, "I could have you, but I won't rush it. I don't chase. I choose." And that kind of restraint is irresistible. Let's recap what you've learned so far. You now understand how to trigger deep emotions, how to lead with masculine dominance, how to build high value in her eyes, and how to create intimacy she can't fake or forget. But there's still one more category that brings it all together. Up next, the final power move, your ability to walk away. Because no matter how strong the connection is, if you can't let go, you've already lost control. Let's finish strong. The final power move, your ability to walk away. So here we are. You've learned how to trigger her emotions, radiate masculine presence, elevate your status and value, build a deep emotional connection. But none of that matters if you can't walk away. Because here's the brutal truth. The man who's willing to walk away always holds the power. Women don't respect men who tolerate bad behavior. They don't chase men who constantly seek validation. They don't commit to men who fear losing them. They chase the man who knows his worth, who can give her the world, but doesn't need her to feel complete. Why this is so powerful? Women are constantly testing your strength, not to ruin you, but to feel your depth. And the moment she senses you'd rather lose her than lose your self-respect, she's stopped testing. She's start trusting. How to use it. Set boundaries and actually stick to them. Never argue for your worth demonstrated. If she plays games or disrespects you, walk calmly, silently, confidently. As Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." And I'll add, If she's not right for your peace, do not stay. Final thoughts. The choice is yours. You now have 20 hidden female weaknesses most men will never understand. You know how to shift the power back to where it belongs. In your frame. In your hands. So here's the question. Are you going to keep chasing, overgiving, and hoping for her approval? Or will you become the man she can't help but chase? Because your energy is too rare to ignore. The upper hand isn't about control, it's about clarity. And now that you have it, use it wisely. Which of the 20 weaknesses hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk. For more content on dating, mindset, and Stoic masculinity, subscribe now. Subscribe to Stoic Wisdom and take back your power. See you in the next one. Stay sharp. Stay stoic.